Thousands of Canadians with a complaint against airlines might see their cases take longer to be settled. Federal money set aside to clear a massive backlog might not be renewed. And this comes as that backlog has doubled in the last few years. Linda's looking into this story this morning, going through all of the details because a lot of customers are wondering how long this will take, and unfortunately it's not going to be quick.
Yeah, this will be interesting for so many people right now. It's such a busy travel week for sure. So the Canadian Transportation Agency has the job of settling disputes between passengers and airlines. And since 2019, when we saw that air passenger Bill of Rights introduced, passengers get compensated for any delays, disruptions, cancellations. They say they've been dealing with a backlog of complaints. A lot of travelers will know that. Well, now the federal government is weighing whether to renew that funding, $76 million for the CTA to clear that backlog. That was temporary funding. It's set to expire this year. And the concern now is that if it's not extended, those people waiting in line could be waiting a bit longer.
And as more time goes on, that backlog has been growing. How big is it now?
Yeah, it's effectively doubled since the government set that money aside back in 2023. It was estimated to be about 42,000 complaints. Now it's roughly 95,000 complaints. And the agency says this is because there's been an increase in the number of complaints, but they also say that they've gotten better at processing them. Their annual report shows that they used to process about 15,000 complaints every year. They say last fiscal they settled about 30,000. So while there's more complaints, they say they're actually doing better at getting them through the process, but the backlog continues.
What exactly is the government saying about this right now?
So they've been non-committal about whether or not this funding is going to be renewed. We do have a statement from the spokesperson for Transport Minister Stephen McKinnon. It says we're aware of the concerns. Our government continues to review the resources required to support the work of federal agencies and to respond to the needs of Canadians and passengers across the country. Now, we've also heard from the Conservative transport critic Dan Albus, who said in an interview that it's time for a renewal of the air passenger Bill of Rights to take some pressure off of the CTA, telling our reporter who did the interview that right now, while air passengers have their Bill of Rights, really the only rights they have, he says, is the right to wait in line. So that coming from the transport critic, the government has promised to overhaul the air passenger Bill of Rights since 2023, but still no sign of any change to those regulations.
All right. Thanks so much for this, Linda.
You're welcome.